How's it going? Let's get to it. Skepticism. You know the format. There's going to be some hard-hitting punches, tad bit crude type of stuff, but it always gets balanced. So if you can't seem to take it, what does that tell you about the rest of your life? Okay, but then you also ignored what I just said. Anyway, skepticism. Okay. How do I bring this topic up? Because there's been seeing it, there's been being in it. A couple of years ago, you guys know what I've been telling you. 6 to 7 years ago, skeptic. And then I just started to do like I did how to ride a fucking bike. I tried. Same kind of goes with walking. I fucking tried. I shut the fuck up and I fucking tried. Now, when talking about these things, of course, there's going to be some skeptics around. And here's the funny part. Yes, there's going to be this back and forth exchange with basic bitch text talking, which doesn't really get anywhere far. But it always reaches a point where it's like, okay, let's give you some step-by-step exercises so that you can try. And then, silence. Nothing. That, Or wait, let me show you the other option. You know, sometimes it's like, yeah, but Neil deGrasse Tyson said this. Oh yeah, but this other person said that. And it's like, okay, but what about you getting an experience? No, this person said that, so I'm not gonna try anything. Because this person said that. And I fucking came up with a fucking great analogy. That's like me saying, yo, your favorite game? It's trash! Because I read an article on IGN or whatever fucking website reviews games, and it says, it's trash. You know, the reviewer didn't really spend that much time in your game. Didn't spend as much time as you did. Didn't find some of the secret stuff you did. Weren't even involved in it. Didn't even have passion for this genre. And just said that it was trash. So me, having read that other person's experience, who hasn't even had a long amount of time, haven't even had a level of experience and trying of said game, I'm just going to take that person's opinion and just say that your game is trash. And I'm not even going to bother watching your game. Or even your favorite movie. I'm just gonna call it like that. You know what kind of mindset that comes to mind? Basic bitch main character. Not even. It's just stupid. Because this comes from people that literally say, trust the science, trust the science, trust the science, trust the Fauci. But they won't even apply the scientific process to any other thing. That's why I want to bring the aspect of stupid to it. Now, balance point, because I am not going to call them stupid. I will call the process, the mindset, the mentality in just the activity as stupid, but not the people. But why so? It's because I fucking know what led people to that point. I can get that by compassion because remember, I've been through that. Fucking school programming, man. God damn. The subconscious is a bitch sometimes, okay? And this is something that's been really fun to fucking learn. How the fuck do you get to a locked in subconscious? Locked in mindset, like this is the only thing. Nothing else can do. How? That's been a quest. It's been a very interesting set of research and connecting the dots, as well as reading multiple papers, scientifically proven, as well as other people's experiences who didn't need to get the fucking diploma to fucking tell you this is how they lived it, this is what they were thinking about at that early stage, this is how they interpreted it, this is the momentum of where it led them to, and this is what happened when they changed. See, there's a bit of a when you're programmed, when your subconscious is programmed by, you know, school mental indoctrination, you know, and when I do that, it's basically to show you that one, you had to get the right answer at the right time through the right equation, or else you would lose mark. That beats your subconscious. Two, you had to get it in a specific timing. You couldn't get it wrong, or else you get the bad grade, you get the pressure from home. You get the pressure socially from people just going, oh, you got a bad grade. Oh, my God. So, beats your subconscious into your subconscious, you know? What else, you know? Aside from that, which are not logical and natural because, hey, how'd you learn how to walk, right? You just got back up and tried it again. If the school system was like that, it would be, oh, I didn't get this right data answer. Okay, well, let me just rewrite it. That's it. Am I going to fucking use this data later down that year? 80% of it, no. 80 fucking percent of it, no. Anyone using Latin right now? Right. Anyone dissecting frogs? Right. See, there's the aspect of being taught towards your own specific career and passion. And then there's being taught, given so much pressure, so much mind game, subconscious beating, for 80% of the shit that you're not going to use but after. So what does that do after a while? Well, you subconsciously, internally, bodily, do not want to make mistakes. You always want to get the right answer. You always want to get the right data. You always want to be 100% sure. Oh, it's got to be this celebrity person, which, by the way, they're not omniconscious. They don't know it all. No one does. So to only stick to a small granular 5 to 6 sources, that's stupid. The habit, the behavior, not the person. Remember that, okay? Remember that. Not the person. But again, there's on top of the school programming, subconscious beating, then there's the social programming. You know? You're going to get lambasted if you get it wrong once. If you get it wrong once, you're going to get lambasted. Look at how media makes money off this, man. Let's bring you those hardcore stories. We're going to assume and judge you for getting it wrong once, you know? And just to snap you people out of it, because I understand the brainwashing. Again, 6-7 years ago, it took me a while to get rid of it, okay? But how did we get the fucking light bulb right there? This isn't the VFX right here. How do we get that? Over 1,000? Up to 1,000 attempts? Right? Just up to 1,000 attempts. And then this sneaky little journalist, just wanted to get into some drama and conflict. He's like, hey, mister, how's it feel to have failed to do this 900 times? And dude just kind of goes, what do you mean? I only found 900 fucking ways not to get it. I'm gonna fucking get it. And guess what? We got it! See, sometimes you just want to put your brain into perspective. Okay? Because if you had that same mentally beaten, subconsciously beaten mindset, okay? Then we wouldn't have had that. You wouldn't have been able to walk or even ride a bike. You wouldn't have even been able to use this goddamn fucking device you're using to watch this video. Right? You first time, I can't click on YouTube. No, I can't, Somebody just comes, okay, well, you weren't able to click on this, so you have a failing grade. Okay, you have a failing grade. I will judge you based on everyone else. So I'm going to generalize this and put more pressure, make you feel like shit, based on my perspective, because I assume you should have got it the first shot. Okay? And, well, if you want to get that grade and try it again, give it 2 weeks. Makes no sense, right? But if you're still out there to argue your point and fight, you'll just want to collect the data without getting your experiences. And guess what? You'll be too programmed to even try getting your experiences. You're always going to be biased. So, that's trash. You kind of have to get to a point where you realize that's trash. That's ignoring people's context. That's ignoring people's experiments. That's ignoring people's experiences. That's ignoring the momentum that was created out of those experiments and experiences to make even more experience to get even further results. If your mind can't process that, program. And it just takes a while. Loop it. Go back 1 or 2 minutes. You'll get this, okay? It's simple. Just correlate it back to your life. But if you don't have any emotional intelligence, or any kind of, in a sense, empathy or compassion to be able to feel that journey from, experiments, results, to more details, to the momentum that it's created, then you kind of have to start realizing how you've kind of been led to a basic state of thinking and living. That's also kind of ignoring your own momentum of living. I mean, you have preferences. There are things that have led to those preferences. So if you've ignored that for an amount of time, but then you assume everyone's supposed to know or everyone has a similar aspect, basic bitch main character mentality. Television programming, that's another one to add on top as well. Whatever you repeat the most will stay in your mind the most. So if basic bitch McDonald of thinking and talking is broadcasted, even if it's just listening, you're still repeating it in your mind. Your ears are processing it. A certain logic is processed, so it's still repeated. Thus, it is still a default state in your mind. See? And again, that's not your fault. It ain't. But now that you know, because you didn't know what you didn't know, we didn't fucking know what we didn't fucking know. Because at that point, we would have changed the whole school system a long time ago. A real long time ago. There's a reason why there's school shootings in the US and in certain other places as well. There's a pressure that builds up when you are continuously shoved into illogical, unnatural way of processing and evolving. There's a pressure that kind of builds up, and then you combine that, because there's no one and done, one and only. But you combine that with the influence of the media. You know, what is glorified? What do you do to bullies? Beat them, right? Because that's the popular message in your movie and TV. So, of course, you're going to get people that will have both the pressure bubbling and then that influence sneakily leading them to these outcomes. Okay? Or people that have midlife crisis or depression, you know? It's you get to understand these interconnecting dots when you pay attention to it. But you can also be stuck in a repeating pattern when you don't necessarily ask yourself that. And then guess what? There's also another layer of trap. When you ask yourself those questions, depending on the programming that you got, you might just judge yourself and go, oh man, I'm so stupid for having gone through that. Oh man, I shouldn't have gone through that. Or I shouldn't be thinking like this and blah, blah, blah. Should. Shut all over yourself. But again, you didn't know what you didn't know, and we didn't necessarily have this aspect of fully conscious choice. Understanding that, hey, 10 to 20 years, if I keep repeating this kind of mindset, what's going to happen? How am I going to feel? What am I going to spread out? What's the momentum of it? You know, or even having time of reflecting on your own momentum without judging. See? Tricky, huh? So, whenever I kind of encounter people that just wants to argue about quantum physics, some of the shit that I put on TikTok or even Facebook, and they're like, oh, here's a cute little article from actualize.org or something like that, I just laugh. I don't take time to answer anymore because it's like, bitch, I got the experience. I level grinded this shit for 6 to 7 years, so I don't need to fucking listen to ya. No, let's balance it out. I understand the programming that's been done onto the mind, and I often lead them to an aspect of, do you want to try? Here are some exercises. Do you actually want to try? Do you want to get out of your current situation by trying certain exercises, getting results, and then seeing the momentum of getting more and more results? Most people, like I said, they are gone. No more reply. Some of them, even though you are unable, these people are, this person is unavailable to talk to on Messenger. This is why you gotta balance the harshness, but you know, sometimes you gotta keep it real. When it comes to those people, on a mute. You know, there's a certain amount of compassion that you can give, but there is a point where either the subconscious mind just doesn't want to pass through one's own barriers of skepticism or self-helplessness, you know, because it's like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, it's too long. Oh, I might not be able to do that. And again, all that shit is programmed. They didn't consciously choose it. Nobody would consciously choose to have that choice. We're barely told that we can be mindful of our choice. We're barely told that you can observe your choices. We're barely told that. But if we were told that, the game would have been different. Okay? So, they get that compassion. But there's no more fucking time to waste while there's more thousands, up to 100,000s to even millions of people tapping into this, power leveling this, and then free-flowingly exchanging energy from their own experiments and connecting the dots with other people's experiments as well as scientific data, the graphs and all that. Those you scientists with your machines, oh, they're able to fucking calculate and perceive the electromagnetic field. That's awesome, you know? That's exciting. That's fucking cool. So connect the dot with them. Because guess what? There's still going to be skeptics around that. And it's like, it's okay. Just shh, you know? Not out of arrogance. Not out of being condemning, condescending. There you go. Not out of being condescending. It's just that after a while, it's them just hitting a wall. Not wanting to do the exercise, but wanting to argue. So it's like, yeah, I want to argue. Okay, but are you going to do the exercise? No, I want to argue. Yeah, but are you going to do the exercise to get some results? No, I want to argue, and I'm going to use some other people's experiences and reviews to argue. And it's like, yeah, but did you get actual experience? Because right now you're talking to a person that's got actual fucking experience, you know? You want to go toe-to-toe, you got to have the actual fucking experience. You could get that. A hand is being offered to get actual experience and results from simple exercises. Just shit that you would give 5 to 10 minutes every night, right? No, I want to argue. Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out. Just get out. See, you gotta estimate the time. This ain't time for fucking debate, you know? Especially when you deal with quantum physics. You grow exponentially by the minutes, hours, days, and momentum that you create in time that you invest in testing things out, experimenting for yourself, or being bold about tackling on certain theories, you know? And if you're going to become a skeptic, you're just going to be lagging behind at level 1 while everyone's already, prestiging 10 times at their level 999. Old school Disgaea, by the way. That was a fun little tactic game where you could just break out that level. I think it was 9,999, and you could just respect, prestige, resurrect, reincarnate your character with their prior skills, but at level 1, so you could just go and do exactly the same kind of concept. Exactly. So that happens. People become very biased over diplomas and all of this without necessarily understanding the irony by it is a fucking big irony of by the time you get your diploma, what you have learned has already been overpassed. It's already been surpassed. It's already old news. It's late. It's Windows 95 while Windows XP is out. See? It's already dépassé. So, we're figuring it out as a society now because we've seen the bias aspect of it, the lack of expansion and evolution that we've kind of missed with this. And the same kind of goes with the dogmatic behaviors that have happened where now science is the new religion. You know, they're doing exactly what religion has done in the past, which is fucking hilarious because science was breaking out of it, but now it's like, trust the Fauci, trust the science, trust the only fucking way. Right. You gotta make fun of it. You gotta be back and forth because, you see, the other attitude that often happens when you're dogmatic is that you are so stuck up and anchored on this. It's like, you're not open to various other possibilities and other options, and your mood is like, no, this is my diploma. I spent an amount of years working on this. This is my identity. I have it posted in the background out of pride. You dare to talk against what I have studied in the past for 10 years and possibly haven't really kept up to date with. You are a sinner, a heathen. And that's how people kind of get triggered and offended so easily. By the way, that fucks with your neurons. So that also reduces your immunity system. So you kind of want to take care of that and don't leave it up to people's hands. Besides, it's only your own perception, which you would have gotten into if you would have broke your skepticism and got into some quantum physics or even spirituality. The idea is not to take it as a one and done solution or one and done option. The idea is understanding that you are a genius motherfucking beast at collecting information and parsing through that data as well as connecting the dots. But if you're gonna continue to be basic bitch main character mentality of just the one way, the one option, the one solution, the one point of view, the one identity, the one characteristic and trait, the one vision of myself, the one identification of myself, or the one label, or small little sets of label. GG, you're done. Goodbye. See ya. Stay in your skepticism, you know? It's always in the aspect of, okay, why, asking yourself the question, why is it tricky for me to even break through my skepticism? What would make it easier is an even better question to break through. What are the benefits that I would get if I were to break through my skepticism? What more would I gain out of breaking through my skepticism? What understanding where you got it to? Because you weren't born with that. Remember, you ain't born as a skeptic baby. You ain't born as an evil baby nor a skeptic baby. So what happened? What happened? Great question to ask, because then you're able to pull the string. So that's practically it for that blurb. I mean, you've just got some key questions to ask yourself to break through skepticism. And if you're still going to remain adamant about it, you can just... life will always bring you moments where you're going to have to face that. So it ain't on me or any other psychiatrist or psychologist or light worker or spiritual worker. It ain't on anyone. It's on you. Seriously, you take the choice. You can also pre-perceive it. You have all the options available at your hand. Are you going to take them? Are you going to ask yourself the hard question without judging yourself? Be careful, without judging. Here we're being playful. Sometimes shock has to be brought, because there's certain points that need to be put across and have you fake. But there's always a balance of you didn't fucking choose it, so you're not at fault. And the same kind of goes for whoever in society brought it to you. There's a level of complexity of mindfulness that has been ignored. Okay? Not a fault. And sometimes you just gotta hard hit yourself and ask those questions. See, if there's still those dogmatic behaviors towards people's experiences, people's actual testing of this stuff, quantum physics or spirituality, whatever it is, well, how would it feel if somebody just denied your entire life experience? Just ask yourself that question, just as willy-nilly, right? That kind of gets back into victim shaming, huh? Which I'm seeing a lot of leftists do now. Narrative is crumbling, isn't it? Happens, because sometimes you gotta face what you say on every subject, not just specific, by a subject. See, you don't want to be a leftist for what the religious right was. You don't want to be a mirror of it. So, that's why you get the compassion, you get the balance point, but at the end of the day, if you're still stuck in that wall, this is going to be your own journey, and I wash myself of thee. Not in the condescending way, just that, hey, there's more people that want to test things out and have done the tests and broke out of their skepticism. So, time for them, not you, not arguing back and forth. There's no point in arguing. Nothing gets developed. Oh, am I going to contact Neil deGrasse Tyson to have a back and forth with him? I'm not going to say this in an insulting way, but what's the point? If he comes at me, or if he comes to talk, this is what I meant. If he comes to talk to me, comes in my direction to talk to me, yes. But I'm not going to go out of my way to then argue something that he said without knowing the context, without having a back and forth to understand his context. Also, I know he hasn't done some of the experiments when it comes to quantum. Maybe he got up to date, maybe not, but it's not his thing. So, whatever. Live and let live. Time to have fun. Share that shit with people. Us figuring out more techniques and exchanging more facilitators of said workings with the quantum world. Because, hey, we fucking tested it, we got results, and we're like, woo! Shit's cool. Let's keep pushing it to its logical extent. So, have that fun, people. Kick some asses and play with this, okay? And if you're still stuck in skepticism, you've got the questions that you want to ask, unless you just cut off the video and you just got triggered. At this point, well, that's a repeated pattern you'll go through for an amount of time in your life until you just hit a wall. Midlife crisis, one of those things. So, and they don't mean to give you all that knowledge and make it work. So, be playful, have fun. It ain't one and done. You just keep practicing, getting the results, connect the dots, and then playfully jump on. Alright? There's no one solution, one spirituality, one type of science, one type of religion. Again, we were all born without memories, words, definitions, and emotional attachment to any of it. So, and then we were broadcasted this shit without us consciously choosing. But we're all born the same. Also, we all come from that same energy. Same world, same species. Alright? Simple. But often you gotta get reminded that because of, all that social and TV programming, school programming happens. But hey, we're flipping this shit, so let's have fun with this and play it like a game. It's in the game. Test level 1. Which results? Go for it.